Hello, everyone. Hope everybody's doing good today. Nice and sunny out here up in Canada. Going to be a good day. Going to go for a ride, get some air. RBK here once again. Third video. They say, some say 3 times is a charm. So we'll see how we'll make out here. Just easing back in the chair, gathering my ear a little bit. Albert Einstein was once told that, or was once asked, I should say, why he wears the same suit every day, the same cut of suit every day. His reply was, well, I got more things to think about than what suit I'm going to wear each day. So I'm going to kind of take that into account and go with the green flannel for the 3rd time in a row. As I would like to mention, authentic integrity is number 1 for me. What you see is what you get. The old burnt out long hair, sharing some insight on what I have gathered and learned along the way. So, without further ado, as everyone would say, I would like to quote another personal quote of mine, and then would like to share a little bit about it and how it pertains to the age of Aquarius and the time we're living in now. Within the cycle of Aquarius, humanity's greatest challenge will be to remember and acknowledge who they truly are. So, I think that's a big one for a lot of people, for all of us. To remember and acknowledge who they truly are. Well, within society, there are people that are sleeping, people that are drowsy, and people that are awake. Now, before I continue on with this, I would like to mention that everyone will awake in their own time when they start their last incarnation. Now, when I refer to sleeping and drowsy, well, everyone is obviously awake, but what are they awake to? Are they awake to their programming? Are they awake to what everybody else is doing? So this comes down to another point in our journey that needs to be reflected upon. And how many people, souls, actually acknowledge that they have been programmed into a society that has created a generic template for everyone to follow, to be like everyone else. And this is a turning point for everyone as we awaken, to acknowledge that we have been programmed to be like everyone else, follow the same generic life, education, work, job, follow society's constructs, learn to never question them. So as we continue throughout our incarnations and awaken, we begin to question the programming. And the first step forward is to begin to deprogram ourselves from the generic template that we have been leading through all those previous incarnations, and step into the light as we deprogram more. And our consciousness will continue to shift and evolve further with the simple fact of acknowledging that we have been programmed throughout each incarnation previous. Wow, that's a whole bit. Let's take a moment and take that in. So being awake to the programming is a giant step forward in our personal conscious evolution. Programming is everywhere. It starts as we come into the world and pass through the veil as babies. Our parents program us. We grow up. We go through the school systems, elementary schools, junior high schools, programmed by our teachers. As we get into society, into the workforce, we continue our programming. As society continues to program us, for we all want to be like everyone else, which comes back to the generic template. Leading our lives, getting married, having children. And this comes into play again as the generic template to be like everyone else is passed down to our children through generation, through generation, through generation, instilling all kinds of generic templates that we follow. Like, get the most education that you can, university degrees, trades, something that will get you into the workforce. To assume not to assume, but to accumulate all the wealth that you can. Which I think is one of humanity's greatest problems. Which leads to greed At this time, I could throw in another quote of mine, which I will. There is a fine line between greed and ambition. And as we awaken and begin to deprogram, we will begin to understand little intricacies of one of the 7 deadly sins of greed that is instilled to each generation. Generation after generation. Actually, as I started this video, I had no idea where it was going to take me and where it would lead. Programming and deprogramming. We must acknowledge the programming and start to deprogram as much as possible. Deprogramming within the society that we live in is not easy. And I am well aware that society is set up to work, get a paycheck, accumulate. But we need to deprogram ourselves from this as much as possible. And I do think at this time that in order to move forward in the age of Aquarius, we need to quit instilling some of these intricacies into our children, like accumulation of wealth to buy material items. We need one generation to stop the process and instill other avenues to move forward. Into the age of Aquarius further. I truly believe that as we go through the age of Aquarius and enter the age of Capricorn, we will no longer have a monetary system, and there will be great change to how people live amongst one another. And the greed of the ego will be totally abolished and gone. On that note, if we go back to the age of Solaria, which I will do a video on cosmology or cosmology. Wow. Cosmology of other civilizations. But Solaria, when it existed, the civilization had no currency whatsoever. So we are capable, we have done it before, and we as a society can live without a currency, and will do so again in the age of Capricorn. So that's a little bit something to meditate on. Maybe share it with one of your neighbors. Something to think about throughout the rest of the week. Can society exist without a monetary system? Once again, I do truly believe it will happen. And it can happen as our consciousness continues to evolve. For as we all awaken in our own time, and our consciousness continues to evolve, the sleeping will become drowsy, and the drowsy will awaken. A domino effect, one soul at a time, changing the world and society. Each moment within an instant. Back to Albert Einstein before I end this video. One cut, the same cut of suit each day, as he continued throughout his life, never having to worry about what to wear each day. I stay with the flannel, the green flannel. I hope everyone has a wonderful Sunday afternoon. I will hit the road, get some air in my face, some wind in my hair, and I will contemplate a society without a monetary system as we go forth into the age of Capricorn. Thank you for listening.